Alright, what's going on, guys? And I'm back with another video. Yeah, so it's been a while since I've done a video outside of the YTP live reaction that I uploaded a few days ago. Along with Drake and Josh, which is going to be a reaction video I'm going to be uploading later on in the week. So, there's a topic that I was originally going to discuss that I haven't gotten a chance to talk about. CM Punk, of course, a couple years ago, has returned to WWE. He criticized the WWE and The Miz for going to Saudi Arabia to getting that blood money. But now, about a month or so ago, of course, CM Punk had that match with John Cena at Night of Champions. And CM Punk decided to apologize to the people in Saudi Arabia for what he said. Now, and they had people, praising Punk for apologizing and stuff like that, which is fine. He could do what he wants. And then, of course, you got people who are calling CM Punk a hypocrite because this isn't the same energy that you gave, when you told WWE, when you told The Miz to go suck a dick, to go suck a blood money covered dick in Saudi Arabia. So, people are calling Punk a hypocrite. Other people are praising Punk for apologizing. But of course, you got the people who are criticizing people calling Punk out for his hypocrisy. Which I don't get what the issue is, considering the fact, Punk, I'm a Punk fan, but he did kind of contradict himself. You know what I'm saying? Even I could admit that he is kind of a hypocrite now, because now he's going to Saudi Arabia, and then had that match with Cena for the championship, which I thought was stupid. I think they should have saved Cena versus Punk for SummerSlam, with the history and all that. No, let's have CM Punk. Let's have John Cena face CM Punk at Saudi Arabia at Night of Champions. Yeah, because everybody wants to see that again. Cena versus Cody Rhodes again for the second time. Because their WrestleMania match was bad enough. Now they're gonna have a rematch. You got people talking shit. Say, oh, who cares? He apologized. Oh, blah. You're just mad at it. And then here we go. Here we go with the AEW detractors. Not only with this, but with the other topic that I'm going to be discussing. So these people are talking shit towards the people calling CM Punk out for his hypocrisy, saying that, oh yeah, they're just bad because Punk went back to WWE, because he left gay EW. And again, these are the same motherfuckers that when Punk was in AEW were calling him washed up, overrated, CM Phil, overrated Phil. He's a toxic AEW. They have no balls because they're letting CM Punk be a toxic fucking person in AEW. Then he leaves, goes back to the WWE, and all these people want to praise Punk. Fucking crazy, but no. It has nothing to do with AEW. How do you know these same people calling Punk out for his hypocrisy are AEW fans? So basically, anybody who criticizes Punk for being a hypocrite are AEW fans. Yeah, it's just AEW fans. Although I'm sure there's plenty of people who are not even AEW fans that are criticizing Punk. But no, it's just the gay AEW fanboys who are calling it out. Yeah, it's only AEW fans calling Punk out. Sure. Only AEW fans. Sure. But here's what's funny though. If AEW decided to go to Saudi Arabia If AEW decided, Tony Khan decided, hey, you know what, guys, let's go. Let's start putting on shows. Let's go to Saudi Arabia. Let's go, put on shows over there. Let's say they decide to do that, and let's say CM Punk was still in the company. So CM Punk is in AEW, and CM Punk decided to basically do the same thing that he did in the press conference, where he apologized to the people in Saudi Arabia. Let's say he did the same thing in AEW. These same motherfuckers that are criticizing other people for calling out Punk and his hypocrisy are the same motherfuckers that will go and call Punk out for being a hypocrite, for going to Saudi Arabia. These are the same motherfuckers. But because CM Punk has beef with AEW, if anybody criticizes Punk, it's just AEW fans criticizing him, because they're just butthurt that he went back to the E. But had Punk done the same shit in AEW, these are the same people that were, Punk, what a hypocrite, what a crabby. He's basically doing the same shit. He's contradicting himself, because here he is in the gay EW, overrated W, going to Saudi Arabia, putting on shows in AEW. These are the same people. It's all hypocrisy at the end of the day with these people. Which leads me to the next topic. So Hogan passed away, and of course WWE went onto social media saying rest in peace to the Hulkster. TNA did the same thing. Even the UFC did the same thing, saying rest in peace to Hulk Hogan, all that stuff. And I knew this was gonna come, right? I knew this was gonna happen, where you got people who are criticizing AEW because they didn't say anything right away. They didn't say nothing about Hogan. Everyone else did, but not AEW. They're pieces of garbage and this, that, and the other, right? I knew they were gonna do that. And in my head, for one, Hogan died the day after Dynamite, right? I felt that eventually that they were going to address it, right? I had a feeling they were going to eventually address it. Of course, they couldn't do it on Dynamite because Hogan died after Dynamite. You could have an opinion, could they have said something on social media about it? Sure, I would say that, and I will even say this: had they not say anything at all, not even on Dynamite, not even on Collision, I would say it would have been pretty shit. But again, I had a feeling that eventually they were going to address it, and they did, and that's pretty much all that matters. I will say this though: there were certain people who did criticize AEW, actually give AEW props for paying respects. There were some people that were, hey, I don't like AEW. I'm not a fan of the company, but you know what? I'll give them praise for paying their respects to Hogan. This, that, and the other, right? But then, of course, you got people who just not let it go. They're only doing this. They're only doing this because they were getting criticized. How do you know that? How do you know they weren't just waiting until their next show to say something? Again, had they said something on social media, sure, but it's not like they weren't going to say anything. Well, in my mind, that they weren't going to say anything at all. Because I knew had they not said anything about Hogan at all, like they were going to be either way, this company's going to get criticized no matter what. They're still going to get criticized because Even if they said something though, even if they said something, these same people, some of these same people would have been like, oh yeah, AEW. Oh yeah, now they want to pretend like they care for Hogan, yada yada yada, after banning him and stuff like that. Like you know, because either way with this company, like they can't win with these people, which shouldn't be their job. I mean, like they're doing it for the people who watch their product. They're actually fans of the product, but this company is overly criticized like a motherfucker for fucking real. You know, oh yeah, they're only doing this because they were getting backlash on the internet. Oh yeah, it finally took them to finally say something. Why the fuck does that even fucking matter? The bottom line is they said something. It is what it is. They addressed it. Tony Schiavone went on and gave his tribute to Hogan. Did it take longer than expected? Sure. Okay. But at the end of the day, they did what they did, and I'll give them props for that. It's just so funny how these people, when they didn't say anything, of course they gotta bring up, oh yeah, that's why AEW's garbage. That's why they're putting on shitty shows. Blah blah blah. Although that's got nothing to do with Hogan. But okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're fucking garbage. Oh, they're fucking bunch of jobbers. They're overrated. No, they're overhated. That's what it is. They're overhated. Again, you could criticize the company all your way. Like you don't have to be a fan of AEW. You don't have to like the product. You don't have to be a fan of them. You don't have to like the wrestlers that work there. Like you don't have to be a fan of AEW. Like people could have their opinions, you know about AEW, but these guys are overhate. They overhate this company. They're overly critical. Like bro, not even TNA in the 2010s we're getting this much fucking hate. Like holy fuck, like this company, these people, they just overly criticize, overly hate every fucking thing that this company does. It's like nobody's forcing you people to watch their product, to watch their shows. And especially nobody's forcing you guys to go on their social media pages. That's how much these people, how crazy these people are. That they hate AEW so much, they'll go to their page, they'll go to their Facebook pages, their Instagram pages, their YouTube pages, and talk their shit. It's like, bro, we get it. You try to be the cool kid in school. You're trying to, you try to get brownie points with all these people. Maybe some people in the wrestling industry who don't like AEW. That's what it is at the end of the day. That's what it is at the end of the day. You're trying to be the cool kid in school. You're trying to get the attention. I get it. So, but it is what it is, right? And now we get to the Hulk Hogan detractors, the Hulk Hogan haters or whatever, right? Now, as you guys know, for people who have watched our videos, you know how much we've criticized Hulk Hogan over the years. Like I said, like we've known. I even said on videos in topics relating to Hogan, I've even said that if it wasn't for him, wrestling probably wouldn't be how it is today. I've always said Hogan, he's one of the biggest stars in wrestling, arguably the biggest star in wrestling history. Drew a lot of money for WWF, drew a lot of money for WCW. When he turned heel, at the NWO, all that shit skyrocketed. The viewership skyrocketed. If it wasn't for Hogan turning heel, the WWF wouldn't have, done the edgy shit that they did, with the Attitude Era and all that. Of course, along with ECW as well, because, a lot of the shit that the WWF were doing, they took from ECW as well. But Hogan turning heel as well, and the ratings skyrocketed with him as the top heel, along with the NWO too, along with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash and all the Sting, of course, and you got Goldberg and all the big time players, Diamond Dallas Page, all the big time players in WCW at the time. You got people who are praising Hogan, saying rest in peace to Hogan, paying their respects. People doing tributes on YouTube and stuff like that of Hulk Hogan's career and all that, giving him praise. For him as a wrestler. And then you got certain people who are still criticizing Hogan. There's some people who support our channel. I've seen them who are still not necessarily pleased with Hogan for what he did even after he passed away. Which people could feel how they feel about it. Again, I'm not gonna say that I wasn't critical of certain things that Hogan did and what Hogan said. But I never wished death on Hogan. I never wished any harm, any ill will towards him. But you got people who are just, you got people who are celebrating that he's dead and oh, I'm glad that racist piece of garbage is dead. People making videos, people making videos, but people making comments about, oh, he's looking up at us, and making memes of Hogan and talking shit and this, that, and the other, mocking him, all this stuff. And again, like I get it. Hogan wasn't the best human being by any means. I'm not, but at the same token, what does that make you people who are doing all the shit that you're doing? You're making memes, you're making posts, you're talking shit. Like, let the man rest. Like, and to the people who still want to criticize Hogan for what he did and stuff, if you want to do that, that's fine. You can have your own opinions on it, but don't talk ill of the dead. Don't make all these memes and talking shit, like making all these memes and mocking the dude and like just saying a bunch of horrible shit. Like there's no need for that. Are you telling me that's good to do? That you're being good people for doing that? You're being no different from any other piece of shit. Like this shit, man. It's just getting out of hand. It really is. Celebrating a person dying. Again, like there's certain people that I have not liked over the years. I even have some people that I don't necessarily like at the moment. But I'm not gonna go that far as to celebrate, or even wish ill will towards somebody. I'm not gonna go and do that. These other motherfuckers, however, you do what you do. Y'all can make fun of Hogan all you want. You could talk your shit, but let's see what happens. Let's see what if karma hits you guys, because trust me, eventually, we are all gonna get ours. At the end of the day, we're all gonna get ours. So So you guys think about that. All of this shit talking you guys are saying right now. Once you're almost in your deathbed, you might want to rethink the shit that you said, the things that you've done. And you know, and this is me. I'm not a perfect person myself. I'm not perfect by any means. I'm not pure. You know, we're because in a way we're all sinners in a way. We all done some questionable stuff in our own lives as well. But I try to be a good person to people. I try to be, you know, polite and stuff like that. Contrary to what, you know, certain people might want to say. But yeah, either way, we're all gonna be gone eventually. So, but that's pretty much what I gotta say about it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What's your opinions on Hogan and you know, the haters, not only the AEW haters but the Hogan haters as well. If you disagree, if you agree, you know, in the comment section, you let me know. If you got a difference of opinion about Hogan, like if you want to say Hogan, you know, he's gone, but you know, I'm not gonna forget. I'm not gonna forgive what he said and done and all that. You know, if you want to go and say that, that's fine. Cause at least y'all are gonna be, at least you guys are gonna have some kind of class and some kind of respect. You know, for your opinions. Not like these other motherfuckers. They're gonna go and be nasty and stuff. So it's fucking crazy. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.